All right. So you got the thing in '64 then, apparently, huh?
The
Must have been.
car?
Yeah.
Probably. See, that's why I kind of want to talk to Speed because and that's when I got it. I'm pretty sure I got that car from his dad when he was in the service. And he was probably in 63 and 64 or something like that. Yeah, in 64, because I didn't run it too long on the street.
Mm.
We come up St. Bob up here. He was up at Quarry. And we drove up there in the winter. It was cold.
With what motor in it then?
The 56 265. I was
Oh,
down in the
okay.
junkyard, and the guy had a stocker one there, just like that
Right.
car I pictured here. And he went back there and ripped it out, and man, it was a good motor, good quiet engine, stock engine, 4 barrel. And I bolted that right in, and I was able to drive it then. And so I ran it a while, and then I found this Corvette. Yeah, I found this Corvette that was wrecked. And
What
down
year
at
Corvette?
Rings 61. That motor's 61. That mount on the front and the motor block and that, which is long gone. But that was a 61. And
What, do you say 270 horse or something?
270 horse, yep. Had two carburetors on, the air cleaners on. The car today, they had to fix that thing. It was sideswiped pretty hard, front to back on the left side. And, it broke that fiberglass. But it didn't hurt the suspension, I don't think, at all. And this junkyard, and that's where they had that Corvette down there. And man, I was down there, and there was this Corvette. They 4 speed. I said, ooh. So he wanted $400, which a lot of money. Yeah.
Right.
And so I come up with some money and got it. But we was there a while because we unbolted everything. Unbolted that motor mount and exhaust system and the transmission, I didn't take the drive shaft, I don't think, but I got the shifter, the tranny, and the motor, complete air cleaner, all.
So that was the motor you had in it when you changed the front end, put the axle in it, and the rear.
Yeah, that was the 270, and that was class racing. See, we were class racing then. E-gas, D-gas. Started on D-gas, and then we went to E-gas because they changed the rule books a little bit and made the old D I'll say sort of into E because they've split it 11 pounds per cubic inch. That's E gas. And if you had 283 times 11 would be 313 or 3,113,
Yeah.
I think. Is
Yeah.
that right?
Sounds about right, yeah.
And then if you take how I got that 61, you divide the total weight you have on the back wheels, pull the back wheels on the scale, and then the front wheels on the scale, separate, weigh the front by itself, weigh the back by itself. And there was like around 1,900 pounds on the back end,
Mm-hmm.
whenever I was legal for class. And that only left about 1,200 on the front, 600 each wheel.
Right.
And if you'd pull the motor or tranny out of that, two strong guys could probably lift that front end with the way that was set up. But that's how you come. I was 61 or 63% of the weight was on the rear wheels, and that was hard to do. Get all that weight and still have it, running car, no engine setback or nothing. And then Speed got that cam, that good cam, that Irison cam. He was going to school out west, out in Colorado. And he got with a speed shop out there or somebody and got that camshaft, put it in a suitcase and brought it home. And man, that was a good high performance cam. Big lift. And I stuffed that thing in there and it picked up, oh God, picked up tremendous, like 6 or 7 tenths, which is a lot,
Yeah.
in a heavy car. And I think that was all in the 283, and then of course I put that cam over in the 327 when I put it in. And I got the big 202 heads. Now I don't know if I bought them new. I might have. Bought them new because they were hard to find. It made that 327, and that's what I ran.
That's pretty much the motor was in the car from there on out, really.
Yeah. I wished I would have tried aluminum flywheel later on. You know, if I'd had the money, I'd have bought one just to try it, I guess. A lot of them guys had extra stuff. They'd try this, try that. We didn't have it. We didn't have the money. But it did good. Did good. I think it was undefeated one year in class.
What do you think
beat
would
it.
that have been? 60? That was in the late 60s, right?
That was 68 or 9 in there somewhere. I don't think anybody beat it in the class. See, they had a class race, and then you ran the eliminator with, handicap and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody beat it in the class. I had guys that wouldn't even run me.
Mm-hmm.
They do better. I ran some cheaters. I could tell. There was guys that had 327 stuff in. I could beat them on the top end, even so. But I knew they weren't stock. They weren't 283 or whatever. They weren't legal. But as long as I could beat them, I didn't care. They could cheat and they still lose. Their car didn't show it. They had pretty much a stock car, and I think shouldn't have ran that good. And we were allowed to use plexiglass windows, any color. Well, guys started putting darker windows in. You could get that plexi Lexan in darker colors. And, long story short, one guy had dark windows in. He spun his car, and he claimed he couldn't see, and he wrecked. He hit another car. I'm not sure what happened. They said, no more colored windows. He ruined this for all of us. We had to tear them out. I kept them for a long time, and I threw them away finally, I guess. It can be plexiglass, but they got to be clear. So that was the end of the color.
Well, that bumper right there looks like it's got a. That one looks like it's got a pipe. You get the real heavy bumper on it there, right?
Yeah, I think we were allowed 50 pounds for a rear bumper, brackets and all. So I had it right on the limit.
Would they make you take the bumper off and weigh it, or how did
I don't think I ever did, but they could pretty well tell, I guess. If I'd have went to national meet, they might have made us take it off. Weigh it. Yeah, well, I kept an eye on them axles. They used to twist them, They twist a ways before they'd go.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd catch them, after a few hard runs or whatever, a couple meets wide. I'd pull them out and look, and if they were too bad, I would. But I broke them at the track too. I've had some that broke off.
Well, then you got a set of better axles and quartermaster.
Quartermasters, yeah.
Then you break one of them.
I even broke one of them.
Yeah, I thought you broke one of them one time.
Yeah, I did. It was my fault. We were down in York, and it was dark. They always ran at nighttime there. And some guy was putting water in his car or something, running a bunch of water, ran down along in the build-up area. And it was, I guess, pretty close to the line up in there somewhere. And this water ran down, and the left tire, or one tire or the other, was in this water, and I didn't know it. And I powered up to, clean the tires off. And, man, one tire took all the bite, and it broke the axle. I called quartermaster, and they couldn't believe it. How'd you break it? Hey, well, you've had that. I said, listen, I paid you a lot of money for my axles. You said they were brake proof.
Unbreakable. I thought they were
unbreakable.
Yeah.
And I want a new axle. I said, all right. So they sent me a new one.
Well, but
it's my fault. If they didn't know what happened, they probably would have. something I would like to try. You know, it's a little late now, but like a lighter flywheel with that motor, or a better motor wouldn't need a lighter flywheel. Would have helped. And I believe the car. With the proper power, with the legal fast motor, would have been on the record.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was just the car was so good, it just didn't have the, you know, I got within 8/10 of the record. Was the fastest I went. So they'd done away with, you know, no more gas classes other than national meets. But I was within 8/10 of that with this stuff I had. There again, if I'd had the proper power, if I'd had the real motor like I should have had, you know, a racing engine, which I couldn't afford, I think the car would have been right close to record. Not the mile per hour record, but the ET record. Because these big cars didn't do good mile per hour wise, you know, too boxy.
Right.
But
Well, ET though, I mean, yeah. What's the quickest ET? I guess.
Quickest ET, 11:30. I went 11:30 two different tracks, so it wasn't a fluke. You know, I did it at York and did it at.
That was with what combination? That was with the 327.
327, yeah, 331 is the biggest motor I ever ran. That's 30 over 327. Yeah, it could have been capable of 11.2s. You know, it's not earth shaking now, but back then it was pretty respectable. You know?
Right.
It was the 58 Buick Mojave Yellow, I think is what they call it. And there was a car down near where he worked at the Los Angeles Express. He looked out the window and seen the car out in the parking lot. A new car, you know, it was 58 or 9,
right.
Barely a new car. He said, "There's a good color, good." It was a nice color. It wasn't, you know, it wasn't mustard color or wasn't, you know, it was just a good color at the time.
Mm-hmm. Well, then where did the Bad Banana come from then?
Well, the guy we had do the lettering, you see it's all lettered up on the trunk and some.
Right. All the pinstriping that was on it.
Jim Hoy, yeah. He's from Bellefonte, and he done the
lettering on it.
Pinstriping, lettering, right. And so we asked him about it. Well, I don't know, him or I, we had this idea about banana. And we said, we're going to call it the Chiquita brand banana, you know. And this Jim Hoy said, oh, I wouldn't do that. He said, that's a registered name, which it is probably, you know, Chiquita brand.
Right.
And he said, I wouldn't put their name on there, you know. So we looked at each other and said, well, he's probably right, you know. So then we put the 283, put the picture of put Bad Banana, the 283 was the engine size and the car number, of course, and that's how we got it.
That's what it was. So you decided this, I mean, the car was already yellow. You'd already painted it yellow.
Yeah, right.
And it doesn't look like it was yellow very long before you lettered it.
No, it wasn't. I think we took it up to Jim, or had Jim Hoy come down and do it. I think that's the way we did it. He'd come down with these satchel and his paints and stuff. Those sign painters, you know, they're fit to travel. They don't have very big.
Right.
And, yeah, I think he did it right down there in Pete's driveway. You were working and, you know, repairing the house. You had a lot going on,
right.
All on your plate.
Right.
And I never said nothing. I thought, well, you know, I gave the car away. It's not mine to say anymore. If you get it going again, then you know, that's good. But if you don't, you don't. You know, it's life goes on. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But as it worked out, why, I might get to see you run again. Things go well.